I accidentally ended up in a furry convention one time. Let me, and as all good stories go of accidentally doing something, it involves a band trip. So we're on this band trip, and we're supposed to be going out to dinner. And mind you, we probably have like, I don't know, maybe like 100 people, maybe more on this trip. We had like 2 or 3 buses, so we had a lot of people. And the place called us up and was like, hey, like, we're reserving seats, but we don't have enough people, like, getting done with dinner to save that many seats. So it's going to be like an hour until we can actually, like, seat you and everything. The band director's like, I mean, it like, at that point, it is what it is. So he's just kind of like, well, I mean, okay. Um, mind you, we're like states away. I mean, states away from home. So we're just kind of like, it's not like we can just kind of like chill out in the band room and then go. Like, this is something that's like, okay, what do we do now? So everyone's like, so both band directors are on their phone, like, oh crap, like, where do we go? Okay, there's this random mall. So we're gonna go to this random mall and walk around for like an hour, I guess, and then go. So we go to this mall, and this is the weirdest mall I think I've ever been in. It was kind of like in a city, I guess. Like, I don't know if it was like just outside the city or in the city. I can't remember. It's been so long. But it was like multiple stories, but it felt, I don't know, like narrow. It just felt like a maze. And I know, like, I am so directionally challenged. It's ridiculous. But this, I don't even know how to describe it other than it felt like a maze. Like, I had never been to a 2-story Walgreens until that day. So we're walking around this mall, we're doing this, we're doing that, and the first inkling that we are ending up in a furry convention is actually at Walgreens. So we're shopping around Walgreens, and me and my friend are both like, this is so weird. Like, why? How is it 2 stories? What? Like, you normally go into Walgreens, it's a 1-story thing. You're in and you're out, and, you know, I'm like, this is, like, I feel like I'm in a whole new world. I didn't know Walgreens had 2 stories, and we're kind of, like, in this mall thing. Like, what Walgreens is, like, in a mall? I'm confused. Completely confused. So we go down the stairs to the first, story of the Walgreens. We shop around a little bit, and then we're like, okay, we're done and we're going out. Well, we see another dude from the band. We'll call him Brad. So we see Brad, and we're like, hey, Brad, like, what's up? And right next to Brad he is talking to this giant crow, someone in a giant crow costume that looks terrifying. I mean, it looks like something from Dark Crystal. I mean, it is terrifying. And Brad's like, oh, this is my friend Ariel and all this other stuff. And it's like, what is happening right now? Like, first the 2-story Walgreens, and we're in this random mall that feels like a maze. And now this giant crow lady is standing in front of me with Brad, which Brad is a very just strange and wild card of a person. Like, honestly, with Brad, I didn't put it past him, but at the same time, I was like, this is still weird. So we're talking to this giant crow lady that you can't even see anything, and like she can barely see it. I think it was like out of her beak. I think it was like she barely had it open so she could kind of see. Like it was strange. So we're talking to this lady and stuff like that, and we're talking. I don't know how we got on this topic, but we're talking about like hugging, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm kind of like a hugger and stuff like that. And the crow lady's like, do you want a hug? And I was like, okay, I guess I'm hugging the creepy crow lady, because, like, how can I not hug the crow lady? Because, I mean, what if the crow lady attacks? I mean, she got a beak. Like, There is no saying no to the crow lady. it is full on a choice of I have to hug the crow lady. So I hug the crow lady, and we're talking and blah blah blah, and then we break off from there, and we're walking around again, and we're doing this and that. And at this time, it's like the adults are kind of like finding us one by one, and they're kind of like, hey, like we need to start getting back. It's about that time. It's like, okay, and they're like, has anyone seen Tommy? And we're like, no, we haven't seen Tommy. And they're like, oh, okay. So we're walking around, and we're trying to find Tommy with this chaperone, and we're walking around. Finally, we see someone who's like one of Tommy's best friends, and we're like, yo, where is Tommy? And they're like, Tommy's bopping with the furries. And we're like, what? Yeah, Tommy's chilling with the furries. He's over like the road, and just chilling with them. So we go over the road, because it's like a bridge over the road, and we walk in, and all of a sudden there's just furries everywhere. There's like furries going down the escalator. There's furries just like, as soon as we open the door, it is like full on furry convention at this weird mall. And there's just, I don't even, it was like empty furry convention, but at the same time, there were so many that you were like, this is a lot. Like, this is not what I was expecting. When they said that. Okay. So we're walking in, we're like, have you seen Tommy? And everyone knows Tommy. And it's like, how do you all know Tommy? We were here for not even an hour yet. How does everyone know Tommy? So we're like, find Tommy. And Tommy is in the circle of a giant furry people. And we're like, dragging him out, like, hey, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go get dinner. And Tommy's like, bah! Like, he doesn't want to go. Like, we're basically dragging him out of this furry convention. And, yeah. So, so we drag him out, and then we go to dinner, and the rest is history, I guess. I mean, I'm back safe and sound now, but it was just so strange that we were just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna stop at a mall, and then just ended up at a furry convention, and we're like, okay.